tomorrow. It is not only the profits which is important, the people and the planet also is important. So for the department, it is not only the revenue which is important, it's the taxpayers' convenience also which is important. Let us look into it. These are the 2 points on direct taxes. Now coming to GST. GST, as soon as I say GST, Ajay Kumar's reaction is different. He is the chairman of the GST committee. Now GST, what's happening is, if a service provider is providing a service and he collects GST and he is not remitting the GST, he is not filing the requisite forms with the GST portal, the person who is able to, who wants to claim the input credit, he is unable to get the credit because the service provider has not complied with the requirements. That means X is penalized for Y's default. I don't think this is the international experience. Whatever is the international experience, we follow best practices from the globe, and whatever is the best practice, we should adopt here. So is it not possible to have a reload conflict and give the input tax credit and take the person who has defaulted in non-payment of GST or the filing of the returns to task? So this is about the GST input tax credit. Again, second point on GST on input tax credit is, I as an individual, want to renovate my house. I want to appoint an interior and have to pay some service charges to him, and he has to collect GST. I will not be able to take the credit because I am not in business. I am not a registered GST. Now, in such cases, I understand, I'm not too sure. I understand in certain other parts of the world that input tax credit is given as a credit against my income tax liability. As far as the taxpayer is concerned, whether it's paying income tax or GST, therefore, what happens is, if you can give credit under the income tax, and that is what has been mentioned in the SSR, the social responsibility, accounting profession, trusted partner in sustainability and society. International taxation, the digitalization has taken over. When it comes to digitalization, the business, disruptions are many. It is said a business which is at the peak of its affairs, within 5 years, waters down, wells down. It's disrupted, goes extinct, and the profit margins also reduce. Therefore, in this backdrop, we have to review the equalization levy percentages as well as the safe harbor rules in the. The safe harbor percentage of profits have been mentioned, and it's been retained for 4-5 years, and that is the thing which has to be changed. Now, for the international delegates who have, our tax administration is now totally online. It's very good. People who file returns online, they have to file, assessment is processed, immediately it is done, and bigger cases it will take a little longer time. They get information from various regulators and agencies. They collaborate all these things, and if they feel there is a leakage of revenue, they take appropriate action. That's how the system works. In this limited time, I have only this much to tell. I only would like to conclude. When we have these type of people from all over the world, and when you are participating in this, in some of the airports, I have seen a placard near the petrol tanks. The placard which reads as follows. It says, "Our groundwork takes you sky high." The groundwork which the office bearers and these people have been doing over a period of, say, a few months and last 3 days takes us high. We should acknowledge the efforts of all these people for the good work they have been doing. Great job done. I would like to say that small thing I would like to end. Winston Churchill was invited to speak on a forum like this. They asked him to speak for 30 minutes. He was hesitating. Then the organizer said, you can speak for 20 minutes. He was still hesitating. Then they said, you can come and speak only for 5 minutes, sir. They said, impossible. I will not come because it is more difficult to speak for 5 minutes than for 20 minutes. So that 5 minutes they are giving me, I am exceeding the limits. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the patient listening and your. In the course of those presentations, if they could cover some of the points which I raised, it will be too happy for me to take home these points and also for the dedication. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the patient listening.